Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have you here again in another discussion. So, right here are SS3 students to engage in a conversation, an amazing conversation that have been over the years, and it's between the science and the art student, the science and the art class, which is more creative. So, before we continue in the discussion, let's get to know our panelists.
My name is Oshunubi Oluwatofarati.
My name is Ajayi Damilola.
My name is Oluwapoju.
My name is Badmus Samad.
Okay, right. So, like I said, our discussion is centered on science and art, which is more creative. So, I would want the student to engage in this. So, first of all, let's look at what is creativity. So, beginning from Tofati, what is creativity?
Creativity. Creativity is the ability to think and to um, create or invent out of your thinking here, I guess.
Okay, Saman, what do we say is creativity?
I feel creativity is the act of innovating a new idea, something that is unique to yourself, and just bringing it to life.
Okay, so hearing from Tofati, who's an art student, and Saman, who is a science student, now let's go proper into this discussion. Art and science, which is more creative. So the floor is open to you guys.
Well, I would like to put this in. I believe the arts department is more creative because if you look at sciences, the sciences are is a one way should I say a one way subject here. That once it is a particular formula that you follow and there's no breaking loose out of that formula. But art doesn't have a definite definition because it can be explored in from many different angles, many different areas, and it doesn't trap one in a box. So, in the aspect of creativity, I believe the arts department is more creative than the science department.
Okay. Do you want to say something?
Yes, I think I'd like to oppose Tofarati's opinion. Tofarati says that science puts you in a box. I don't think that's true because science has many fields, I guess. Science science is like exploration. Science brings us like out of the reaches of what we know. So I don't think it puts you in a box. Like for example, we didn't know much about like the universe. We didn't know much about like the world around us until humans started thinking creatively for themselves. So I think science is more creative than art because of that.
Okay, so I have a point actually. I did some research recently and I found out that there are these people called polymaths. It's essentially supposed to be like a mental illness, like or a mental condition rather, where there'll be people that are very gifted in both art and science. Many of these polymaths, like you have Charles Babbage, you have people like Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, all those different people, they are polymaths. So we only have mostly men that are polymaths, but in the areas of polymaths in arts, like Michelangelo or recent ones like are coming up, they're mostly girls now and they're in arts. So I feel like we find more expression for people and like disenfranchised societies like females or like blacks, all those kind of people, we get more representation in arts and might find themselves in science. Yeah.
Okay, so Saman.
I would like to oppose what my colleague Tufasi just mentioned. He said that science think inside the box. Most of what science has done recently, we like 20 years ago, centuries ago, we would not think that they would be possible. E.g., the hydrogen cars or the water cars that are running on water and hydrogen. 20 years ago, people would say that oh, this one is just myth that it can't happen. But science does not think within the box. Science always thinks about what is outside the box. We like to explore. Arts, they only deal with a definite they stay within the box.
That is
To me,
very.
science goes
I
beyond
strongly
the
oppose that,
reach.
Samad.
Science goes beyond the reach of human
I strongly oppose that,
imagination.
Samad. You said
Scientists every day are always looking for new things. You might say that we're always conforming to set rules and
Rules,
regulations,
exactly.
but
don't.
we still break those rules. Most of the theories which people have made, e.g. John Dalton's theory of the atom,
Exactly.
I want
they
to
have
give
been
Because those
proven.
theories were first wrong.
Because
Wait, I want to
yeah,
give an
they were
example.
wrong at
but, I
first.
understand, but we looked outside the box and we're like, okay, this thing is not
Exactly,
not
because
correct.
they-
And we have
they-
to look outside
They,
the
they were
box.
always wrong.
Samad.
Please
Can I give an
give me an
example?
example.
All right.
Okay, so there was, I've forgotten his name, but there was a scientist, and like there was a certain point in time when like the society, most of the society was like religious, I guess, and so they believed that since like God created the earth, that the earth was the center of the solar system. So this scientist thought outside of the box, and even though that his idea was like different than most of what people believed at that time, and even though he got him persecuted, he still thought outside of the box, and that is why we have the heliocentric model right now, because a scientist there to think that the sun was the center of the universe, I mean, or the solar system, not the earth. So
See, I like to I strongly oppose what Samad said, saying that the arts is the one that is inside a box. Wait, please think about it.
Okay.
Now, see, the arts department is based on creativity. Its foundation is creativity. This is where creativity is formed from. So you cannot tell me that science, okay, yeah, I believe science too deals with creativity, yes, but creativity is more in the line of art students, in the idea in the field of thinking, imagining, and innovation. Well, I believe the arts think or explore the unknown, and the science now brings it to life. That is what I believe. But you cannot tell me that the science aspect itself is more creative than the arts. I mean, look at the topic, like you're basically giving us or giving it over to us because like it is the arts department that is more creative than the science department. Is there anything you would like to say to that, please?
Okay. Yes. I would like to say creativity, like you mentioned, art thinks about it, but they can't bring it to life. Science thinks about it and creates it. Right? Creativity without making it a reality is just an idea.
And an
It's just
idea,
something.
and without
It is
and without
just
an
something
idea,
you
you
think
cannot
about.
have an
I
invention.
did not cut you.
All right.
I did not cut you.
And without an idea, you cannot have an invention.
Creativity without the creation of it is just an idea. It's just something you think about. Most people think that art students are more creative just because they are the one that paints, they are the one that
Art is deeper
create
than
music,
painting
they are
and
the ones
music.
that do all of it.
Art is
They
far
think
deeper than
science
that.
are the ones that just follow a set
Yes.
rules and we
Because
don't
that
do
is
that.
true.
If we're following set rules and regulations, we won't be evolved to what we are now because we scientists we think outside
You guys,
what we have
you
been
guys
taught.
discover. You
we
do
like
not create.
we like to go past what has been taught.
Think of it like this. Think of
You
it
might
like
just say that just because you guys paint, you are more creative.
no.
the art
It
department is
can't
different
be
than
how you
us.
think that that's the only-
Okay,
the only
okay, like
argument
this.
to
Okay, like
add.
this.
Let's,
Alright.
let's, let's
Oh,
look
sorry,
at it
let's
this
pause
way.
okay.
How can creativity be measured?
By
Creativity
thinking,
for me-
imagination.
But creativity, to me, it can measure by its uniqueness and its usefulness.
No, for me, it's relevant to people. For instance, you can make a car, but it's the where that car can take you that matters to
Exactly.
human beings. Actually, that what actually matters. It's us that live in the life, right? It's not the car. Do you get? So I feel like that's what we contribute to. Then there's a particular poet that actually called poetry the music of the air. Like, sorry, music the poetry of the air rather. And it's just showing us like it's just so thick. Even if you might not see it, when you open a human body, you see organs, all those sort of things. But inside, what is actually there is the memories you have, is the things you created, the things you touched, the things you went through, and everything.
So when would you now say that art as created that is relevant?
Art has created experiences. Like I
Yes.
said, like, for instance, I know of someone who was able to express themselves in ways that they could never do with other human beings through their art. Not else is painting, but it could also be like law, like humanities, different humanities, and they're able to express themselves. Yeah.
And I also believe the art creates nothing. Art creates something out of nothing. Science, you
Yes.
guys discover
what's already
First,
there.
you guys discover and use what you have discovered
Already
to create.
there.
Come on, first. You guys discover and use what you have discovered to create. There was something I learned. I learned that what's it called? Mathematics. Mathematics. You need to put in mind that it wasn't invented; it was discovered because they believe that mathematics. Because it is believed that mathematics is the way the universe relates with itself or something like that. So it was discovered and not created. And
No,
what you
Chris,
people
you keep
discovered.
mentioning discovery. Do you think that scientists just they just say, oh, the sky is blue or something, and like, they
Yes.
just discovered
We
it?
put
There's
in
like
the
a
work.
series. It's
You put
exactly.
okay,
So,
Actually,
okay,
don't work.
see,
Actually,
exactly
don't work.
research
I would like
to
to
get
say
your
exactly.
I would like to
facts.
say
Process.
this.
To
No,
and
no,
please
everything,
can you listen to
laws,
discover to
everything.
know what you see. That's what I'm saying. You guys cannot. You guys creativity. Think of it. You guys cannot create. You guys can create, but not out of nothing. The arts creates. The arts department can create anything from nothing. But the science, you need to find out what you need to find that field before you can get anything out of it. That's what I'm saying. The science department is not creative to that extent, but arts, as I am here now, I can write a poem, I can do many things, but the science, you must have this and this and this before you can have any basis or before you can create anything reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask: can creativity be taught, or is an innate ability?
Both.
It can be taught.
I think it's.
And it can also be
It's
born
both.
with you.
Creativity
is like a muscle. It's
to
like a
me,
muscle.
It's unique to each person. It's not the same for every person. It's
Yes.
unique to each person. The way the person thinks, the way person's imagination is, that's creativity.
No, I feel like creativity is like a muscle. You need to exercise it. You need to like to
Exactly.
grow, to make it
Grow.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that means that it's innate and you're just like exercising it. You can't. I don't think you can just learn how to be creative.
You
Like
can't.
creativity is in everyone's body, but it's
Think of
done
it
like
in
this.
some people.
Is-
Some people have to
Yes.
awaken it
With exercise.
and develop it.
Most
Yeah.
of history's greatest minds, they actually learnt from their masters. Not just
Give an
the
example.
big I have examples, but I don't know their names. I know Einstein, I know Da Vinci. Da Vinci learns from
Michelangelo.
he learns from
Michelangelo.
exactly.
Yeah, he
Who
learned
taught
from-
Michelangelo?
Hmm?
Who taught
It was an
Michelangelo?
art director that taught Michelangelo.
Then who taught the art director?
I'm sure we don't know. Help us
But
find
like
out.
Let's go back to that.
Da
Okay.
Vinci learns from Michelangelo, not just the big techniques, but even the simplest things, the way they held their tools, the way they acted, the way they thought. Einstein too learns from his master. I don't know his name. Mozart learns from his dad, memorizing every single note, knowing every single thing. So this is your blueprint to mastery at some point, because it's not just about the big techniques, it's about learning every small detail. So that's why I believe, yeah, creativity, this is also an aspect of creativity.
Yeah, I also feel like many people that are scientists, they believe that the art is just paintbrushes and pencils.
Yes,
and
I think so.
that's the layman's
Very-
definition.
that's a very shallow
That's the
idea.
layman's
Very
definition.
cheap.
That's very
I
shallow.
I agree
think so.
too.
That's
about
very
the
shallow.
humanity?
I think
To be or not to be, that is the real question.
yes.
Please answer that.
To be or not to
Answer
be.
that,
It's
Samad.
Hamlet.
To be or not to
To
be.
be alive or to be dead.
Okay,
No,
but it
it's
is
to-
far
it's to
deeper
be-
than that. It is
Like,
far
for
deeper than that.
instance, to be
Will
be
you be able
brave,
to answer
to
the
be
question?
weak, to be strong, to be that.
It could be anything. To be what?
Anything.
So
As
answer
I
that.
mentioned,
To be-
creativity.
Right. Yeah.
Your
why are you dodging my
your
question? Why are you
Okay,
dodging
give
my
me the question. Give
to
me
be
the
or not
question.
to be?
To be
That
or not
is the
to
real
be.
question. Yes, please answer that.
That is something you think about. It differs for each person. To me,
Exactly,
I
that
do
is
not
the
know
art.
it
That
for
is
now.
part of it.
That
That is
is
the art.
that is not the art.
Yes,
It's just-
that's exactly what we're
just
saying.
a
Who
deep
asked that
question.
question?
It's
William
just a deep
Shakespeare.
question.
Why did you now bring it up? What do you?
because it's art inclined, and this is deeper. It is that's to show how deep the art
Okay,
is.
can I suggest something? We can all agree that science has evolved over time.
So as that, yes, so
right.
as that.
Okay, so please, can you tell me any influential art person that has come in the last century, apart from those Beethoven, Mozart,
Thank
Leonardo da
you.
Vinci? You know they were in those ancient times. Please, I'm being truthful here. Just tell me any current
Wait,
person
Samad,
that
let's
you know. Please.
Koju talk. Sorry.
On the question.
Yes.
Yes, answer the question.
So Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know some of them right now, but I can put musicians that we listen to every day. That I'm sure both of you listen to every day, or the people that you watch on TV, actors like the one like Johnny Depp, right? I think Johnny Depp. He's very popular. He's very They make a lot of money too aside of that, and there are many more examples. We see them every single place. The people that are doing commercials, people that entertain us every single
Exactly.
day.
Okay.
So they
Think,
do.
think, think of it like that,
What
Samad.
are they
Think
using
of it
to
like
do? Don't they
okay,
use?
okay. First, wait. So sorry, Sam. I'm sorry for cutting you.
No,
off,
no,
please.
no, no.
I don't
No,
mean
no,
sorry.
no,
Yes.
no, no.
But think of it like this. Okay, think of it like this. Imagine a man who is in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
He's there on his own, nobody to talk to, in a room there. Would what is that thing that keeps him sane? Wouldn't he need something like entertainment to keep him sane?
His
Wouldn't he need
imagination.
wouldn't imagination?
And how do you express it?
How do you express it?
your-
Is it not
differs.
through drawings?
No,
paintings?
he learned to draw.
But that's the most primary way to express your
Yeah,
imagination.
someone-
He
Just
can
like
create something.
He can create
Exactly,
from
you can
nothing.
create something.
He can nothing.
create
In solitary
something.
confinement.
He can create
In solitary
something.
from nothing.
And you can create
Yes.
it too. Art is that.
Yes, no, an idea is from nothing.
They'll
It's
still
not
give
an
him
idea.
food,
Okay,
right?
wait.
They'll still give him
Come
food,
on.
right?
He has it now. This guy is in solitary confinement. He has nothing to do, and okay, he's just so you're telling me now that at that point he now wants to like create something. That's what I'm saying. Art. He can at that point he can think of a poem to keep
Okay,
himself
so even
But you know,
entertained.
we are
And
straying off
and you know,
creativity
and you
now.
know for you now.
You know we're strain of creativity because that one, yeah, I said it's in solitary confinement and that art will help him.
No,
Art is not going to help him do
this still
anything.
under creativity because he still needs to be creative in a sense to be
To
able to
keep
create
himself.
nothing to be able to create something out of nothing. Okay, think of it now. I tell him that the arts department doesn't have a solid ground in your life. Like in the aspect of music, in the aspect of entertainment, these were things that shaped all of these people. You cannot talk about Einstein without talking about the things that brought him where he was. And you cannot tell me that the arts wasn't part of the things that contributed to his reasoning, to his development. Exactly.
Okay.
Many
So,
infants are even.
I would like to say, you mentioned entertainment, you mentioned music.
Yeah.
Look around us. You can see all the devices we are using here. Has art invented any of that? Because if you know, without these devices, you can't be able to spread this music to the world. Your entertainment, you can't spread it.
Wait,
You
question.
will only
in
be
that time,
In your
with you.
in
quotation,
that
you need to
time,
say results of that thing. The results. Didn't you mention results before?
Results of
But
what?
the results of this.
Results of what?
This is the result.
Results of what? Results of what? Please tell me.
Of this is the results. The debates.
Art. Art. Okay. You said music, entertainment. I'm saying that without the science and technology to back it up,
They're
art
not
is
tangible.
nothing.
Exactly. It's
It's,
not tangible.
it can't stand on
It's
its own.
an
Science
idea.
can stand on its own any day, any
no, you
time.
cannot.
No, I choose
Science can stand.
Science
But
will
okay,
stop.
it
Science
needs the
will
idea.
stop today. Stop.
The
and
idea
stop.
is what
Art
builds
will never
science.
stop.
The idea is what builds
Fly this
science.
table.
What-
All right. Can there be a collaboration between the art and the science to form like a new creativity to variety?
Well, yeah, I believe most definitely there can be a collaboration between the arts and science, but I strongly believe that the arts department is more creative than the science department.
Okay. Saman, what do you have to say about this?
I also believe that the arts and science can come together and collaborate. Most of everything that we have nowadays is a collaboration. It's not only science or art only, it's both working together. But I will also say that I strongly believe that science is more creative.
Okay, Poju, how about you?
Okay, so like I mentioned before, there are these people called polymaths. They usually are skilled in both art and science. So it's very possible that they can have more than one field than just having like specialization. Like so I feel that yeah, definitely. And it happens every day. So yes.
Okay. Damilola.
Okay, in should I say neuroscience? There's like okay, the brain is divided into like two lobes, yeah. So there is like the left side of the
and the
brain
right
and the
side.
right side.
Okay.
One like if only one side works, like the body will not be able to function because both of them help each other. Well, let me say like the muscles, like our arms, like the muscles in our arm are like antagonistic. So like if this one like contracts and this one like contracts also, you'll not be able to work But if this one contracts and this one relaxes, then that's when we'll be able to bend our arm. So yeah, I think that yeah, the science and the arts can collaborate to create, something new, something unique.
All right, this has been an amazing conversation, and I thank you for your contribution so far. So we have come to the end of this discussion, and we hope to have you again.
Mr. Maru,
Yes.
may I ask a question?
Okay.
What side are you on?
It's forgetting the science.
What side? Well, I'm on both sides.
You can't be on both sides.
I'm on both
You're
sides.
biased.
No,
You're supposed to be a
Yes,
neutral
science
judge.
That's why I said both sides. I'm on both sides because I strongly believe that the both collaborate. That's why I had to ask the last question. If there can be a collaboration between the science and the art to form a new So
On the terms of creativity, which do you believe is more creative?
okay, well, we will talk about that. All right, thank you. Let's say hi, bye to the.
Bye.
Idea has to be from.
But the child can also give idea. Child also give idea.
Why does it always have to be from
You
imagination?
need to think deep before you think of a solution.
Okay, so scientists don't think deep.
Wait.
not that.
No,
It's not that.
listen to
Wait,
me.
you
Alright.
keep saying
The
imagination.
consensus.